It's the Prussian coat of arms. Got this fucking weird ass eagle or fucking bird with the tongue stuck out, and then even in the shield you got another bird. All right, black and white shield, so it's like a mirror effect. And then also you got all this weird around the circle here, all these little eagles, all these weird eagles. You got another right, the bird with the fucking tongue sticking out. It's also wearing a crown. The crown is over the head of this thing. The tail, I don't know if this is like 3 or 4 or 5 tails. It's got, it's scary. This is fierce. This is terrifying. I don't know what the point of actually this is, if it's supposed to be scary. What the point of a coat of arms even is. I don't. Why do we have coats of arms? But this is the Prussian coat of arms. There's other coat of arms actually too. Here's a coat of arms of Westphalia. Right, so you have like this Roman, like Greek god. This he's wearing, the Caesar sort of whatever that, the olive leaves or olive branches, and then Adam and Eve type thing. He's naked, strong, right, and stout. Has a Prussian flag up here, so he's Westphalian. He's his own man, but he's he's Prussian. But also he's a knight. He loves a horse. He's a fucking knight. Right here's a knight. This has all the armor and shit. So they ride horses and ride on top of horse and ride on top of horse. So horse, king, monarchy. I don't know. So the coat of arms of Westphalia. So actually, I like this coat of arms. This is a cool coat of arms. Someone asked me what our coat of arms was. We don't have a coat of arms. Okay, so somebody had drawn like a crude drawing of sort of some type of coat of arms. I think we could take any nations and just put Gripshover right underneath of it, right? Have like a little banner that says Gripshover, and then that becomes our coat of arms, and that'd be fun. So we get to decide. We can vote on it, right? Which coat of arms do you want? You want one of these like old timey fancified ones, And this one actually looks pretty nice. The one that I thought was probably, I don't know, going to win out on all of them. I like the Bohemian coat of arms, but here's this is the Prussian, I don't know, Confederation, or I don't know. This is like all of them, okay? Because it's got the Prussian flag, right, with the fucking eagle and shit, and it's got the Prussian flag in here. But this whole thing actually is all of Germany. So this is sort of the German coat of arms, all of the Confederation of the German Reich, or I don't know what you want to say, because you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So what, 5 by 8, about 40 different houses or coat of arms that's actually in this one coat of arms here. And we also have this fucking naked Adam and Eve type of, stout, strong dude. So original strength, strong man, and warriors. This sort of even still scary though. This king or whatever has his mouth wide open. I'm not sure what that's signifying. It's screaming at all of us. I'm the king. It's all royalty, right? Look at it. It's flowing with gowns and with hats and shit, because the fucking common people are easily convinced, with a little bit of fabric and jewelry. So Frederick William II, King of Prussia, 1786 until his death. He was in personal union, the Prince Elector of Brandenburg. So this shit's actually really boring, but this is an important guy. He's the first German emperor, right? He forms Germany. He's the king of the Second Reich. He's Otto von Bismarck forces this man to form Germany. So Otto von Bismarck actually didn't do shit besides all the behind the scenes kind of scheming and shit, but William I gets all the credit because he's the monarch, right? So he's the one that sets it up, and then Otto von Bismarck is just declared chancellor, which actually gives him, a heavy amount of power. But after the next monarch, once he dies and the next monarch comes to power, they fire Otto von Bismarck, and then he's out of a job. So really, I don't know, I guess that's how it works. Frederick III is the one who succeeds after him. So you have, right, William I, just some review, is a German emperor. You have Frederick III. Frederick III, German Emperor, King of Prussia for 99 days. So only 3 months, the year, the 3 emperors. So, he's only there for 3 months. Frederick Wilhelm Nicholas Karl, known informally as Fritz. So Fritz only was in there for 3 months. The only son of Emperor William the First, was raised in his family's tradition of military service. Although celebrated as a young man for his leadership successes during the Second Schleswig, Austro-Prussian, and Franco-Prussian wars, he nevertheless professed a hatred of warfare, was praised by friends and enemies alike for his humane conduct following the unification of Germany in 1871. His father, then King of Prussia, became the German Emperor on Wilhelm's death at the age of 90 on March 9th, 1888. The throne passed to Frederick, who had by then been crown prince for 27 years. Frederick was suffering from cancer, the larynx, when he died June 15th, 1888. So that's his father dies, right, age 56, following unsuccessful medical treatments for his condition. Is that what we're saying? No, he died. What? So Frederick fucking dies. That's how he fucking, why he was only fucking emperor for 30 or 99 days. Okay, so he catches fucking cancer, for the throat cancer. So he's crown prince for 27 years, gets fucking throat cancer, and then he fucking dies. Yeah, that's it. Just, that's all she wrote. So I wonder if actually having that power and all that pressure to be somebody and do something is what kills some of these people. So Frederick married Princess Victoria, eldest daughter of Queen Victoria of the United Kingdom. The couple well matched, shared liberal ideology, blah blah blah. I'm sick of looking at him. But then we have the German emperor who abdicates, and therefore he fucking killed Germany. This is what Hitler hated this man, because he was talking about how he'd give up. So his top generals, let's see, he dismissed the Chancellor Otto von Bismarck in 1890. So that might have been his first mistake, right? Launched Germany on a bellicose new course in foreign affairs, culminated in his support for Austria-Hungary in the crisis of July 14th that led to the First World War. So that dumb fuck is the one that pushes pressure on Austria-Hungary to lead a, to have a ulterior ultimatum. They give Serbia an ultimatum. They said either fucking submit to our rule or else we're going to declare war on you. And they're kind of like, fuck, we'll cease to be a nation. No person in their right mind would accept to do something like this. And so that's, just because a Serbian nationalist assassinated an archduke. So they could have done without an archduke. What's an archduke do? He ain't the king. All you need is the king or the emperor, right? So anyways, they let the fucking archduke of Austria kind of suck him in. And once he pushed Austria to declare war, then he was, going to be their ally. So this is William II. So he starts fucking World War I. He fucks it all up, but really, according to Hitler, he just didn't have enough nerve. He should have just kept fighting. But he abdicates in November 1918 to the revolutionaries, and then he fled to exile in the Netherlands. So this is the First World War I. This is what America, right? We went there to fucking show William II that he's a dickhead, and fuck him and fuck all the Germans that were there, right? Go America! First World War. So, let's see. I don't want to look at that. I do want to look at abdication and flight. So William was at the Imperial Army headquarters in Spa, Belgium, when the uprisings in Berlin and other centers took him by surprise in late 1918. Oh, now you got uprisings in all these fucking different states and countries all throughout Germany while he's at a spa, or living in the city of Spa in Belgium, right? Probably at a spa, in Spa. Mutiny among the ranks of his beloved Kaiserliche Marine, the Imperial Navy, profoundly shocked him after the outbreak of the German Revolution. William could not make up his mind whether or not to abdicate. Up to that point, he accepted that he would likely have to give up the imperial crown, but still hoped to retain the Prussian kingship. The unreality of this belief was revealed when, in the hope of preserving the monarchy in the face of the German revolutionary unrest, Chancellor Prince Max of Baden announced William's abdication of both titles on November 9, 1918. November 9th, 1918. So it was just announced by the Chancellor Prince Max of Baden. Prince Max himself was forced to resign later the same day when it became clear that only Friedrich Ebert, the leader of the SPD, could effectively exert control. So what's the SPD? What is this SPD shit all about, right? It's a Social Democratic Party of Germany. That's what the SPD is. And so the SPD is the one who's leading all these uprisings, these revolutionary uprisings. And so the leader of the SPD Party of Germany are the only ones that has any power, in 1918. One of the two major contemporary political parties, right? So wow, after they basically, started the revolution and won in World War I, they're still a political party today. A member party of the Party of European Socialists and the Socialist International, founding member of the Progressive Alliance, German Parliament, first Marxist-influenced party in the world. So, oh wow, okay, so Marxist, you have a Marxist revolution that's happened right now. So he abdicates. Germans, the king abdicates to the German revolutionaries, the German Marxist revolutionaries, and let's see, I'm not sure exactly how it all goes down. It says that this other prince actually said that he give it up, but that doesn't mean if someone else can't make you give it up, you have to say it or something, right? Or you have to be kicked out. But he's in Belgium, so he's not even in the city. William consented to the abdication only after Ludendorff's replacement, General Wilhelm Groener, informed him that the officers and men of the army would march back in good order under Paul von Hindenburg's command, but would certainly not fight for William's throne on the home front. So they won't fight for his throne no more. He lost his troops. The monarchy's last and strongest support had been broken, and finally even in Hindenburg, himself a lifelong royalist, was obliged with some embarrassment to advise the emperor to give up the crown. The fact that the high command might one day abandon the Kaiser had been foreseen in December 1897 when William had visited Otto von Bismarck for the last time. Bismarck had again warned the Kaiser about the increasing influence of militarists, especially of the admirals who were pushing for the construction of a battle fleet. Bismarck's last warning had been, "Your Majesty, so long as you have this present officer corps, you can do as you please, but when this is no longer the case, it'll be very differently for you." Subsequently, Bismarck had predicted accurately. Jena came 20 years after the death of Frederick the Great. Jena was the great military defeat, right, of 1806, which after that defeat is when the Prussians created the education system that America has today. So the Battle of Jena, that's what I think of. When I think of the Battle of Jena, I'm like, shit, that's the battle that started the Prussian education system that is part of America's basic framework and foundation today. So it says it happened 20 years after the death of Frederick the Great, I guess meaning something. I don't know. The crash will come 20 years after my departure if things go on like this. A prophecy fulfilled almost to the month. So I guess he's saying they kicked him out, and then 20 years eventually, you know, it all collapsed. So that was all because of Otto von Bismarck is like, he's got statues all over Germany, so he's like a diplomat, so he doesn't really get the stink of being a king or being the monarch. He's actually just a person who influenced the monarch, and because of his influences and the way he kind of pushed the pieces of the European chessboard during the late 1800s, he was able to create a nation. He was able to create a German nation out of that, all that movement. So the November 10th, William Hohenzollern, private citizen. So I guess the House of Hohenzollern, I guess that's their actual name, was Hohenzollern, crossed the border by train, went into exile in the Netherlands. So he runs to the Netherlands, which is actually right, you know, next door to Munster, Germany, Westphalia, Amt-Marsbachel, where the Gripschoppers were from, which had remained neutral throughout the war. Upon the conclusion of the Treaty of Versailles in early 1919, Article 227 expressly provided for the prosecution of William for a supreme offense against international morality and the sanctities of treaties, but Queen Wilhelmina refused to extradite him despite appeals from the Allies. King George V wrote that he looked on his cousin as the great criminal in history, but opposed Prime Minister David Lloyd George's proposal to hang the Kaiser. President Woodrow Wilson of the United States rejected extradition, so he wouldn't take him in, arguing that punishing William for waging war would destabilize the international order and lose the peace. So he didn't even want to try him, right? He declares war against this fucking bastard, against his fucking Kaiser, right? And doesn't even want to try him for any war crimes or anything. So is that really the reason Woodrow Wilson declared war, right? Because this guy's an asshole. He don't even want to convict him. He don't even want him. That's fucking bullshit. Hang him up high. If he was an asshole, how many Americans died in World War I? How many people died of just being gassed, right? Just trench warfare, sitting out in the fields of Europe, sitting in a trench of dirt while waiting to be gassed. That's what, you know, that's what they did. And for what? Empire? King George. So it's lucky that any of the Gripschoppers actually came back from that. George Anthony and Theodore both were fighting in World War I. So, but opposed Prime Minister David Lloyd George's proposal to hang the Kaiser. I already said all this. William first settled in Merangen, where 28th of November he issued a belated formal statement of abdication as King of Prussia and released his soldiers and officials from their oath of loyalty to him, thus formally ending the Hohenzollerns' 400-year title as Kings of Prussia. So 400 years, Kings of Prussia, fucking abdicated, all gone. He purchased a country house in the municipality of Dorn, known as Huis Dorn, and moved it May 15th, 1920. This is to be his home for the remainder of his life. The Weimar Republic allowed Wilhelm to remove 23 railway wagons of furniture, 27 containing packages of all sorts, one bearing a car, and another a boat from the new palace at Potsdam. Then life in exile. Okay, so then he's in exile. Let's see. However, Adolf Hitler, let's see, this is interesting. In the 1930s, William apparently hoped the successes of the German Nazi Party would stimulate interest in the restoration of a monarchy, with his eldest grandson as the fourth Kaiser. So he was, yay, go Nazis, right? That's what kind of fucking dickhead this William guy is. His second wife, Hermine, actively petitioned the Nazi government on her husband's behalf. However, Adolf Hitler, himself a veteran of the First World War, like other leading Nazis, felt nothing but scorn for the man they blamed for Germany's greatest defeat, and the petitions were ignored. So